Hey, are you struggling with validating a new idea, like a course, a community, maybe a coaching service? Well, in this lesson, we're learning all the different ways to validate a new idea. We're going to talk about surveys and research, competitors, so that way, at the end of this validation, you can feel really good that you're going to go all in on this new service. Hi, I'm Angel from rtcourseexperts.com, and we help creative teachers with tech for their online courses, their membership communities, and coaching websites. In this lesson, we're learning all about business validation. We're going to learn, what does it even mean to validate a business idea? Why validate? We're going to go into a how-to guide with some market research and then some of the benefits of validating. Then we'll go into an example, and finally, we'll summarize all our top tips. So let's start with, what is validating? Well, validating is all about testing new ideas to ensure that they're going to sell and you're going to earn money before you start building it, before you spend months recording content, researching, writing, creating samples, all this stuff, updating your website, creating funnels. No, before you do all that stuff, you're going to want to validate your new idea. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And why exactly is it smart to validate? Well, it's going to boost the chances of success before investing time and resources to create a course, a community, a coaching plan, whatever it is that you're doing. So you're going to want to make smart bets. And by validating, just spending a little bit of time up front, you could save a lot of time and money later on. Let's get into a how-to guide with some tips on how you can conduct market research. So one of the first things you could do is you can conduct a survey or a poll. Now, this could be people you know, people you don't know. It could be your blog audience, subscribers. It could be your YouTube channel or Twitter or whatever. You could even pay. There's services that you could, like PickFu, that you could go ahead and submit some questions to certain kinds of people, and you'll get back answers. It could even be your Facebook community with your friends and family. Now, that's not exactly who you're selling to, but it could give you back some really valuable feedback. So, and those surveys, they don't have to be ginormous. They don't have to be 15, 20-minute surveys, 5 pages, 10 questions each. It could be really simple surveys, 1 page, 5 questions, and it depends on what you're teaching, what you're building. So you can kind of ask 1 or 2 questions to qualify them, like, are they even into this kind of stuff? And then if they are, then go ahead and ask them, would you do this? Do you have this problem? And then mix it up, not just multiple choice, but also a couple of open-ended boxes, because that could give you some good keywords that you're not even thinking about right now. And speaking of keywords, you're going to want to use keyword research products. So these could be SEO tools, these could be Google search. You might just want to test on a bunch of different search engines, Bing and Yahoo and Google and whatnot, just to see what's coming up. And remember, you can even search in other systems, like you could search in Quora or Reddit or your favorite community, just to see what's going on out there, to see if that word that might be a problem that you're about to provide a fix for, if it's out there. So conduct that research and see what's coming back. Build a little Google Doc, a little Word doc, whatever. See what words resonate. Maybe there's a variation of a word. Maybe you think it's one word, but everybody that's experiencing this is using a different word. So you're going to want to do that. And so, by the way, these words later are going to help you with like ad campaigns, your sales page. So it's really it's really smart to start learning the words, learning the variations. And of course, it also depends on your country, your industry. Are you guys different kinds of, words? Like artists are going to use different words than maybe, makers or builders. So you're going to want to hone in on those words. The dialect, is it informal? Is it the fancy official word that's in the dictionary, or does everybody call it a different word? So you're going to want to just get smart on those words and see what's coming back, what's out there, what's the volume of these words that are out there. Next, you're going to want to really hit the social medias. So the Twitter, the Facebook, Pinterest, all these different, platforms. You might have, groups within Facebook, like Facebook groups for that thing that you're trying to do. So you're going to want to see what's out so that you could see what responses. Maybe are other people asking about this same problem, and what are people responding back that maybe that first person didn't ask about. And then you could also go and ask your own questions. So you can go in those groups without, getting in trouble and just ask like, hey, who's struggling with this? Or anybody fighting with, this problem? Or what are the best resources to get to this thing? So these are all parts of the service that you're going to offer. You're going to want to search for those words and see what kind of comments are coming back from real people. Are there solutions out there that are pretty much good enough and you're not going to be able to make it better? Or, hey, the solutions that are out there are kind of weak. And by the way, that's your jam and you could totally rock it. So if you could do it better, then go for it. And you're going to want to analyze the competitor results. You're going to find out what's out there today, what courses are doing this, or what communities or what coaching programs or webinars are out there that solves the problem that you're about to provide a solution for. So you're going to see how many competitors, you're going to see how good they're working. Are they scattered all over the internet? Like, hey, that's the go-to company. Or is it just a bunch of providers or like kind of weird fitted? They're not really even solution providers. They're alternatives. And you are about to provide the real, answer, the real solution for these problems. Maybe they're substitutes, but nobody's hitting that problem dead on, So that's really great research for you to collect and take the solution that, by the way, the fact that there's competitors, that's not exactly bad. That's good. That means people are paying for this problem. And if there's a few competitors, that's cool. That's actually okay, especially if you take it and you apply it in a slightly different angle and a slightly different niche, a particular problem, your personal style. So the competitors, yeah, that's good. That means that this is a good idea. There's some people out there. And then the question is, how intense are those competitors? Are they just substitutes, or are they rocking and dominating a market? Is there space for you? And you're thinking about how long is it going to take me to get some market share in there? Another idea is to pre-sell your idea. So you might make a course sales page and say, hey, sign up for this if you're interested, and be the first one to know when this course idea launches. So you could pre-sell it at a deep or a moderate discount so that you're just getting people to say, hey, I'm willing to sign up for this. And you can provide some terms like, hey, in the next 6 months, I'm about to launch this course. Sign up here if you're interested and you'll get 50% off. It'll be at this price or whatever. These are all great ways for you to find out if there's interest in your solution that you're about to build. If you don't want to if you're afraid to kind of commit and get people to sign up, and that's okay, you could just do a landing page that just lets people hand raise. Hey, I'm interested in this thing. You could potentially, on your blog, you could do that survey, or on your fan page, on your social media, you can ask for it. And then you could even post it out there like, hey, here's my sign up page. With a very simple sign up page, you can have, hey, if you're interested in our future course, our future community, our future webinar, whatever it is, you can provide some high level details. You don't have to build out a whole giant sales page, get copywriters, and it could be very high level, Hey, I'm thinking of doing this. It's going to solve these problems. Let me know if you're interested, and you'll be the first one to find out. And you can see how many people are signing up. Like, is it like a popcorn, pop, 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 a bunch of people? Or is it like, oh, nobody's interested, nobody gets it, nobody knows those words, nobody that you're reaching out to seems to have this issue? Well, then that's a warning, and that's a really good, it's quiet, but it's a very loud signal to you that you might want to change and pivot the future service that you're about to offer. Another way to do market research is to run a small ad. It could be $1 a day, $2 or $3 a day on Google or Bing or Facebook ads. And you're running an ad, and it could just point them to like a landing page or that pre-sale course page. Or maybe that ad simply points them to a blog article, but it's a blog article about the thing that you're about to, the service, the tips that you're about to teach them. So by running that ad for 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to get a good feel. Like, are people even looking at it? Are they clicking through? Do they get all the way through and maybe sign up or submit their email? So this kind of analysis, it's kind of mathematical, but we want to know, like, you ran an ad. How many, did you get anybody to look at it? Is anybody interested? And remember, you don't need hundreds or thousands of people. It could just be with, 100 people alone at some fair price that you're about to offer. That could be good money, especially if you already have other services. It could be your first service, which is also cool to just make some money. So you're making some money on your first thing, or it could be this extra service that you're just stacking to get more, give more value to your audience. So either way, it's cool. So again, you don't need the million, you don't need the viral thing. With this ad, you could find out, like, are people interested? Do they have this problem? And is it enough of a problem that maybe you could hint at a price or not even hint at a price? And by the way, you could do two ads. The first one is just to see if people are interested. And then maybe for those people that are, you could talk to them, send them an email. You could send them a follow-up survey. Hey, if we did this, would you be willing to pay this price or that price? Or which options? Do you want VIP, or do you just need a really intro course or intro learning skill? So let's talk about some of the benefits of validating your new idea. First of all, you're going to ensure that there's demand. You're going to measure it. Is it a few people? Is it lots of people? You're going to just get smarter and feel confident that, yeah, you should keep investing. And maybe, you're pumped up in the beginning, and then you're going to get you're going to get some feedback. And then, yeah, you'll keep that level of enthusiasm, that work. Yeah, I'm going to sacrifice my Sunday afternoons or my Tuesday nights. It's worth it. There's something here. Or you're going to find out, hey, there's nothing going on here. So just knowing that there's demand in the market is going to be huge. The next benefit is knowing that you're building the right thing. You may have had this spark of an idea, but then as you're getting smarter on the keywords and the problems, and you're hearing from some prospects and potential customers, some leads, you're like, ooh, actually they have this slightly other problem. It's not about learning, it's about using. Or it's not even about learning, it's about choosing a particular instrument or tool or a software. So you're going to learn, you might have this idea about that you're going to teach this angle. Maybe it's too broad. Maybe you got to narrow it, or maybe it's the wrong stage. Maybe it's the step before or the step after that you're going to be teaching. So again, validation is going to help with that stuff. And that's not to say later that you don't provide a full service suite where courses or content across every step of the problem, all the stages for your people. But, you got to make that first bet. So what's going to be that first bet that's going to work, that's going to get you, some money that then later, you can snowball and roll into other services. You're also going to identify a goal. What exactly is the transformation that these students need? So just like you're solving the right problem, you're going to want to know, what is their end goal? Their end goal might not be to learn how to do something. It might really be to get a job or change a career or, start a business with some skill. So you're going to help them do that. And so it's very important to know a little bit deeper than, yeah, they want to do this fashion thing. Yeah, that's great. But what they really want is to change careers, or what they really want is to help this group, these particular, moms, or they want to go later, that fashion turns into a whole portfolio or whatever it is. So you want to not just know the thing that you're building, but how it really helps them, so that in your stuff, you're also planning in your sales page, in your content, at the end of your course or your community or your webinar, you're going to not only offer, item one, but you might also offer a program or a bundle of things that helps them. Maybe there's some resources in addition to the knowledge that you're going to teach them. So think about that transformation. Now, as the lead here for this training business, your time is crazy valuable. So there's something in economics called opportunity cost. So are you spending your spare time on your best bet? So You're going to spend hours and time and research, and you might buy some products, some books. You know, is this the best use of your time? Could you be spending the next 6 to 9 months on something else that's a higher probability? So this opportunity cost you want to think about. You might have your day job, you might have your core business, you have a little bit of extra time for growth. You're about to spend the next 6 to 12 months on this thing. So it better be a good thing. So at a high level, from a strategy point of view, you're going to want to say, okay, I got these two options. What am I going to give some time? And then as you research, you're like, hey, it makes sense. There's something here. Let me keep going. Or right away, within a month or two, you might say, oh, yeah, it was a good idea, but nobody seems to be resonating with it. Let me move on to my next idea. So that way you're using your spare time, your spare money, your brain power, etc., on the highest probable ventures for you and your training business. And another way to save money is to build just in time. So if you're doing research, you're not going to go build out all the resources or record all the videos. You're going to do every step in stages. So that way you're building just in time. So, okay, now I need a curriculum. Sure, I'll build a curriculum. Don't go ahead and, record videos. You don't even know what's going to be in the videos. You might have to re-record the videos because you didn't get smart on the market and the problems and the transformation. So you're going to want to do everything in stages, just in time. And another benefit of validating is to get smart on price sensitivity. So that's basically like, are people willing to pay $300, $500, $1,000, whatever it is that you want to charge? You want to explore that. You want to get smart on that. So that might come in surveys. That might come in, researching your competitors and what they provide. Will you provide more? Well, and even for your services, you might even have small, medium, large, where you might have a base service, but then there's a more advanced service that has training and coaching. So that's another value. So just getting smart on your possible price and then connecting that back. So what am I going to possibly earn from how many people? And then how much is this going to take? How much will it cost to actually build out this thing? And finally, you're just going to increase the success rate by making smart bets. If you do a little research, instead of getting psyched and excited and just going, writing content or recording or making a book, you're not going to know. So by doing a little research, it'll have huge payoffs. It's like 80-20 rule. Doing that little research is going to be so important and will set you off in the right trajectory. And after a little while, if you're in the wrong trajectory, you're going to go in the wrong direction. So doing that little research up front is going to set you off so that you can go pretty far in the right direction. And that way you're making smart bets with your time and money as a creative training CEO. Hey, just a quick reminder. You probably found us by looking for ideas on how to improve, or maybe you're trying to fix a problem for your course or your community or your website. But before you forget, please subscribe and follow us to keep learning. And maybe share this with a friend who also needs some help. You rock. Let's keep going. Now let's check out an example. Let's say you're trying to validate a new course idea, and maybe you have a course idea on fashion for certain body types, whether it's big women, short women, maybe it's pregnant women. So whatever it is, men as well. So you have this idea about, certain body type, they might have certain needs on how to look stylish, or maybe it's about sewing, whatever it is. But you have this high level idea that, hey, that's what you're going to do. Maybe you work in retail or design and you're about to do this. So let's think about some things that you would do to validate that new course idea. So first of all, let's start off with a survey. So you're going to want to create some smart questions, and you're going to want to get smarter on these options. What are pains that people are having? What are they most frustrated with? Maybe they don't want to modify. They just need this one good store, these resources to help them with their problem, this stage. Or maybe the stage is short term and they feel that this is not a long-term problem. Or maybe it is a long-term problem. So in this survey, you're going to want to ask them all this stuff. And then you're going to want to think about, how do I get this survey or poll to the right people? So maybe you might start off with some friends and family, or maybe it's your Facebook group, or maybe it's wide open on Twitter X or whatever. So you're going to want to think about, where can I put this survey out there? And then, by the way, you could do multiple surveys. So you can do one survey now, get a little smarter, then come back and do a slightly different survey. And that's cool, so that way you can learn about more specific details of those problems. Another thing is, when you do that survey, maybe you collect emails, right? Or maybe it's a poll. But if you do collect emails, you can follow up with them with, specific people. Maybe there's somebody you really know, or maybe there's a subset of people. It could be a small group, 25, 50 people, and then you get back an excellent 10 that you send them an email and you ask a follow-up question. Hey, what did you mean about that thing? Hey, I heard that you're frustrated about this topic with fashion, but what are your current choices? Or so how do you deal with that problem? Next, you're going to want to hit up social media. Find out what people are saying and struggling. So if they have this certain style issue, this fashion issue, what are they doing? What's their current solution? Maybe they have this certain body type or whatever. Or maybe you're going to discover that it's not really about body type. It's about a lifestyle. And because of that, maybe it's a religion thing or something like that. And because of that, that's going to make you pivot this fashion course, this program, this coaching plan that you're about to do. You got smarter because you engaged with social media, whether it's researching or you being proactive and asking groups about certain things. Then you're going to search for words. You're going to want to see what kind of results are coming back. If you have certain, web SEO tools, you might use them and see what kind of traffic is coming back. You're going to also want to just hop on, Google and or Bing or whatever and search. You're going to want to see what kind of results are you getting back. Maybe for a certain body type, you're going to search for each of those, how to deal with, or ideas or tips for certain body type or fashion, and see what's coming back. Are you getting, millions of results, or are they just like weird other things? And it's just advertisers and retailers. So searching for that stuff's going to really help you. Then you're going to want to see what kind of competitors are out there for your idea. Maybe your idea is a course. So, you're going to want to search, not only search on Google, but go in some platforms like Udemy or, just different kinds of academies that might be out there, and see what's coming up, right? So you're going to see what shows up from fashion. Is it only for fashion designers? Is nobody talking about body types or whatever it is that you wanted, whether it's big and tall, or, it could be, for African American or Latino or Asian, whatever. So you're going to search for that and see what's out there. Is it for your people? Are you going to be able to create something really awesome for your people? And in which case, what's out there, and, should you keep going? Should you, if nothing's coming back and you're feeling pretty strong that, people are needing this stuff, then keep going. Or maybe that's when you make a pivot, and you go slightly 25 degrees in another direction. Or maybe you're sitting on this other idea and you want to, pursue that instead. And then you're going to want to experiment. So you have this new idea, go ahead and experiment. Create maybe a mini course, or run an ad, or maybe you happen to be on a Zoom and you ask a group, maybe, or your blog, create that blog article that's pretty detailed about this idea, these core tips that you might want to do, and see. And then look at that idea. What kind of traffic are you getting on that blog article relative to your other articles? Is it blowing up? Is it less? Are you getting new visitors? Suddenly, when you posted that article, you're getting a whole bunch of new subscribers to your blog. This is all really good tests for you to do. And by the way, it's smart tests, and you're going to get smarter. It's like when you write that blog article, that might help you write your curriculum later, or figure out what resources you need to add to some sort of program. So it's not wasted work, but it's small bets so that you can keep going forward. And then finally, you're going to look at the opportunity costs. So you're going to say, hey, what other things could you be doing, that makes revenue? Think about how much work are you about to do to launch this thing? What's the cost there? Do you have to hire a bunch of people, designers, videos, whatever? You got to figure out some new platform. You might need techies. But yeah, so you're going to want to think about, okay, I could keep doing this idea, or I have these two other ideas that are, different. Let me go research those because this one's, I'm not seeing any traction. I'm not seeing hand raisers. It feels funny, or there's a market leader there that's rocking it. And I'm a small person. I'm not able to break in right now. So, but you're going to think about those opportunity costs. So let's summarize. Here are the top tips you need to know about validating a new course or any new business idea. Do a little market research, get info from real people, see what's out there, ask, right? You could ask several times, you could do research. You got to find out what are the right questions, find out about your competitors, and then do some experiments. Pre-sell, create a landing page, do an ad. And then if you need to, and it makes sense, do another round. Okay, let's keep going. This is getting good. Or, doesn't make sense. Let me stop investing in this. I have these two other great ideas. Let me get smarter on them. So all of this validation stuff is going to help you save time and money and make the best possible bets for you to grow your creative training business. If you're loving this stuff, go ahead and subscribe to keep leveling up your training business. To learn more, check out the expanded details and links in the notes. And if you need any tech help with your online courses, membership community, or coaching website, visit www.artsycourseexperts.com. Thanks for hanging out. Let's stay in touch.